Good morning, Christine Regan Lake here. Hope all is well. Nice to be back. So today I again am continuing our discussion on the 18 schemas, which is a core belief or global metaphor that someone holds as a truism. It is a habit or a way of being that negatively impacts their life, and it was typically created in childhood. So today's discussion is about insufficient self-control or self-discipline. So generally speaking, when someone struggles with this schema, they typically grew up in an environment in which their parents did not teach them how to have very good self-control or self-discipline. Kind of growing up in chaotic environments, you absorb and learn what you experience and what you see. And if you had parents who didn't have the ability to have the self-discipline to build towards long-term goals, that they were very instant gratification, overspending money because they just needed it now, they wanted it now, they weren't willing to save for it, things like that. People who struggle with the lack of self-discipline and self-restraint, they are going to, that this schema typically will create an environment in which people struggle with addictions, impulsivity, shopoholic, things like that, right? So I'm not going to save for that sweater that I want. I'm just going to go out and blow my money on it. It's lack of impulse control. So what happens with people with this schema? Well, it can create a very frustrating environment. Typically people with this schema are incredibly impatient, and they have zero ability to deal with frustration when trying to accomplish something. And the minute they hit the first obstacle, the first, like any kind of friction that's going to slow them down, they give up. They don't have the mettle, they don't have the backbone to be able to muscle through and force themselves to do the mundane tasks that it takes to, create their dreams, to build the things that they want to build. Discipline, having that ability to, control yourself, whether it's eating or drinking or spending, partying, whatever it is, that lack of discipline and self-control can be very destructive. And, it's really about, if you're going to overcome this schema, then you really have to build the new habit of being able to embrace self-control and embrace discipline, to be able to push yourself through the boring tasks that you don't want to do, to push past your impulsivity, push past your quick fix, I need it now, I can't wait for anything, I've got to make this, I've got to have it now. Discipline is the key to everything that you want to accomplish in this world, because very few things can be, finished in one sit down. It's about learning how to have the mental strength to push past boring, routine, kind of, regimen, things like that. So if this is a schema that you struggle with, it's start out small, try to pick one habit that you want to embrace, that that you have not been very good at. For you it might be, okay, I'm going to pull back on eating cookies, or I'm going to not go shopping this month or this week, or whatever it is that you struggle with regard to your impulse control or self-discipline. Pick one habit and then start cultivating that, and whatever that one habit is that you want to do, or things like, whatever it is that one thing that you want to do. So if it's to embracing a new habit of having self-discipline to exercise, right? So attach that new habit to an existing habit that you already have that is a normal part of your day that you do every day. So if you get up and the first thing that you do is have your cup of coffee, and you want to embrace a new reading regimen where you want to start reading a book a month, something like that, then tack on to your morning coffee. When I drink my coffee, I'm going to, it could either be right after you have your morning coffee, or it could be even with your morning coffee. You could read for 30 minutes while you're drinking your morning coffee. Whatever habit it is, if you want to exercise, maybe you want to just start out slow, and you want to, you get out of bed and maybe the first thing you do is brush your teeth. Well, right after you brush your teeth, maybe do like 50 sit-ups, whatever it is. Tag the new habit to an existing routine that you already have to set yourself up to succeed. Because if you're anchoring it to something that's already a habit, now you have a better chance of following through on it, because you're anchoring it to something that you are organically in the rhythm of doing anyway, as opposed to just kind of haphazardly hoping at some point during the day you're going to eventually get it done, whether it's that 30 minutes of reading or 20 minutes of exercise or gardening, whatever it is you want to do, painting, writing, whatever. Anchor it to an existing habit, and that will set you up to succeed to creating this new habit that you're trying to bring into your life. And start being really conscious of every time you see yourself getting frustrated when something doesn't happen immediately, like if you're trying to fix something, or you're trying to do something, and you get some kind of small little friction or obstacle, that when you want to give up, say, no, I don't do that anymore. That's not who I am. That's not my identity. I'm not a quitter. I have the self-discipline. I have the focus. I have the self-control to pull whatever I want to do across the finish line. So it's really about creating new habits, but also embracing a new identity. If your identity is, I'm very impetuous, I'm very impatient, well, that's part of your identity. And if you want to release that identity, if you want to change your life to release this self-sabotaging behavior of having no self-discipline and no self-control, then you've got to embrace a new identity for yourself, as to say, I'm an incredibly disciplined person, and I can accomplish anything that I set my mind to, because our identity is one of the strongest forces on earth. We want to be in alignment, and we act in alignment with who we think we are. So if you are ready for a shift, if you are ready to up level, then I highly suggest, starting to envision a new you. Start envisioning that next level person of you who has greater self-discipline and greater self-control. Because every single thing that you want that is not yet in your life is outside of your comfort zone, and is going to require you to step up and have greater levels of self-discipline and self-control to make that happen, to create those new neural pathways, to create those new habits, to create that new life that you want so much. So I hope you have a beautiful day, and I look forward to speaking with you again soon. Thanks. Bye.